But this looks very empty, so we will continue to configure our card. And first thing we need to do is here in our styles. So our background, as you remember, we set it to the color dynamically depending on the status of that order. And for that we have to come here and put this everything inside of an array. Then we need our background color here, and the background color will be the dynamic color. So we'll say background color and set it to card color. So this will call different colors depending on the status of each order. So if we save, we see it's green because initially it's set to delivered because we still don't have our check for that. And because the initial state of each order should be red or the status pending, we need to go back to our checkout. So in our cart folder, checkout folder, we have the checkout where we passed our props, so our data to the server, and here just below our status we need to pass the initial status as 3, so the orders will become pending according to our status here. So we can save this now. It will not change because these orders are already implemented, but if we add a new order, check, we send phone number again, address, just call it address, here address 2, and the city we can call it, let's say, Madrid, and the zip code for Madrid we put 44, and here we have the country will be Spain, so Spain, and then if we confirm bank transfer and we place the order, now if we go back to our orders, it's already appearing red because we passed the initial state as 3. And while we are here, we also will be using the user for our order, so let's just pass user here as well. So this user is the one that we have stored in our async storage that will pass as the orders here, and this will be useful later when we want to show the orders in our profile page. So back to our order card, we will continue to configure our UI here. So back here, after our order number, we will have another view, and this view will have a style of margin top of 10. Then we'll have the text, and the first text will be the status, and we pass as status text, so if you remember the state variable before, and then the order status. So this will be the text pending, delivered or shipped, and this will be our traffic light. So next one will be the address. We pass the address as props, shipping address 1, and then we also prop the shipping address 2. So shipping address 2. Now if we save, we already see something appearing here, so as we expected. Then we can continue with our city. So another text, and we say city will props the city, Next will be our country, so we'll props also the country, so we have all the information we want in our order here. And after the country we can set the date order, so we pass the date order in our object when we make a post of the order to the server, so the server will get us the exact date. And this we can say props date ordered, and we save, and then we see the date comes with this crazy date, so we need to format this date, and for that we say split, and we split it on the T there, and then just add 0 to it. So if we save now the date is more readable. And so next we'll have the price, and for the price we'll create a new view with a text price, and also another text here that will take the $sign and props the total price coming from our server. And now we also will add some styles to this, and we need the styles to this particular container. So back in our style sheet we will add 2 more classes. So first one will need the price container for our view, and this price container will have a margin top of 10, and we will align it to flexend, and we'll add a flex direction of row. Then we just need one last one for the price, and the price will have a color of white and the font weight of bold. So now we just need to apply them to our UI. So here we have the style, and this style will be the styles dot price container, and in our props total price we'll have the last class, so that will be the styles dot price. So now if we save, we see the price, the total price of each order appears down here. Now we also need a picker to choose our state, and for that, after the price view we can set the picker that we imported from the native base library. So we'll say here picker will be the mode, we'll have the drop down mode here, and we'll have the iOS icon that will set to our icon, and this will have the color of the same color as the other one, so 007 AFF, and then the name will be the arrow, down. Next we also have to pass our style as width undefined, so we'll not have any automatic width, and we have the selected value to this will be the status change, so the variable we set before, and the placeholder we can give it a name of change status, and the placeholder icon color we can give it the same color as our icon, so we can have it as hash 007 AFF. Then we have our on value change, and this on value change we will simply set our status change to the value that we pick in our picker. So set status change to E. And now we need to loop through our values, and because we don't have any values here yet, we need to create a constant to store our values. So on top of our component, we will simply create an object called code, so const codes, and will be an array of objects, and we'll have the name. The first one we can set to pending, and the code of pending will be 3. So now we can copy this one and add the second, and the second will be the shipped with a code of 2, and the last one will be the delivered with a code of 1. And now we can loop here in our picker through those codes. So what we need to do is to set the codes map set as C, each code as C, and then we return the picker item. So picker item will set a key as the C code, so it'll be 1, 2, or 3, and the label will be the C.name, and the value we want to set it as the C.code, so the number. Then we close our picker item, and now we can check if it appears here. So we have our change status. If we set, we have our values here. But we also need a button to update this method. So we can already create our button, and we'll call our easy button. That will have a text inside, and the text we can say as update. And for our easy button, we want to be a secondary. We want it to be large, and we'll have an on press event that we need to create. But for now, we can also style here our text, and as you are used to it, we just say color white. Now if we save, not appearing because it's inside of the picker, so we need to just take it out of the picker, and after the picker we can just set it, save it, and we already have our button here. So next lecture we will configure the method to deliver the update to our order.